big hello and a very warm welcome to Brand Equity with me, Sonali Krishna, the only show that gives you a real peep into the glamorous world of brands, business strategy, marketing, and everything in between. Now, recently, IDFC First Bank came up with its social first campaign called the League of Seven. It's a series of 23 video blogs anchored by the ace commentator Harsha Bogle, which started with IPL 2020 and an objective to get people to join the League of Seven and enjoy the best in category interest rates on their savings account, which of course is at 7%, much higher than any other bank is offering currently. Well, what's the big hullabaloo about, and what is IDFC offering in terms of a service and a product offering that others aren't? I'm joined by Shreepad Shende, their Chief Marketing Officer, to take us through just that. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Shreepad. Truly a pleasure having you on Brand Equity. First things first, I want you to take me through the brand positioning journey of IDFC First Bank and the philosophy that you have decided to push through with, in the last few months.
The brand positioning for IDFC First Bank is very simple. It's articulated in 3 words, if I may say so. Always you first, and that's about it. So that's really what our focus is, keeping customer at the center of everything that we do. See, at the heart of IDFC First Bank, as I mentioned, there's a simple belief, which is customer centricity.
Sure.
And for us, customer is the only pole star around which all the decisions are taken in the bank. So in line with this philosophy, whether it is designing new products or ensuring ease of access to customers or giving the industry best interest rates, IDFC First Bank is committed to its customer first approach.
While I appreciate the fact that you are saying, yes, you're very customer centric and, you are tailoring every part of your banking services to ensure that you're catering to the customer and that you're catering to the fact that, most customers are digital natives. All other banks are doing that as well. So what would be the differentiating factors that IDFC First Bank would like to put forth vis-a-vis its rivals?
As I mentioned, there are a lot of differentiating factors. And as I mentioned, that people want something different and something extra from the bank. So apart from 7%, which is our proposition, but people are not going to come and stick just because of the interest rate. The moment the interest rates are down, people probably might shift to another bank. So what is it that we offer, which is different, which is our USP? As I mentioned, we are a customer-focused bank. Okay, and therefore the entire experience that we offer to the customer, whether it is which starts right from the opening of account, whether it is digital account opening, just by few clicks the account gets opened. So that's what is the new age banking all about. And apart from, as I mentioned, 7% that we are offering, there is a customer service angle. There is a great UI UX that we offer. There is the entire experience of not just digital, but when you even walk into our branches. If you have ever walked into any of our branches, they are very spacious. You have your own space. You can see the difference when you walk into some of the other banks. So this entire thing put together, the product proposition, the customer service, the UI UX, the experience that we bring to the table is what we feel is our USP compared to the other banks.
I believe that this whole League of Seven campaign is extremely important to you, and this is a critical communication piece that you are looking at in terms of communicating with your core TG and of course potential customers. What is the philosophy of the League of Seven? What does it mean, and what are you hoping to achieve via this campaign?
As customers, we always want something extra, and irrespective of which stage and which strata of society we belong, the moment we get something extra, it's a delight. And building on this particular insight, we decided to launch this campaign. Of course, for the bank, apart from many USPs, as we are offering 7% interest rate, we thought of leveraging that for this campaign, and that is how the whole thought came in of this campaign called the League of Seven. And as you're aware, cricket is most popular in India, and we decided to associate with cricket in this particular campaign.
When you talk about let's say the last 6 months or so, where we've seen extreme disruption in all our lives, and you've seen people losing significant parts of their income, whether it's because of losing jobs or salary slashes, etc. What kind of consumer behavior have you noticed, within your bank and of course across the industry?
See, all of us know that what we have seen in the last 6 months is unprecedented, and therefore a lot of changes we've seen in terms of behavioral changes from a customer behavior perspective. Digital was important to all of us. All of us were using digital in some form or the other, but digital has become a very, very unique way of transacting, and probably the most preferred way of transacting and doing transactions with a bank. Whether it is, just to give you an example, even while opening an account, earlier we used to do KYC where physically somebody used to go and visit the customer and do the OSVs, which is what we call original, seen and verified. But today everything is done digitally. So people are quite comfortable doing video calls. People are quite comfortable interacting and interfacing with the bank digitally. So I'm seeing that as a huge, huge change in terms of customer behavior. And we want to align to this behavior, and all our offerings are all aligned to offer a great experience to our customers.
Fair enough. Going forward, how are you looking at, further taking this campaign idea that you are currently, going with, into larger legs and larger pillars? What's the idea going forward? We know that you're very aggressive in the current scheme of things, with cricket taking center stage now. But what happens post that?
We speak about key things, about maybe 7 players who are to be watched out for and stuff like that. So basically our focus is on interesting content to be delivered to customers or non-customers who otherwise will not have an access to this content. And apart from digital, we're also looking at traditional media. Like we have the cross promotion going on of this particular campaign on radio, specifically on Big FM, and it is being covered across all their centers. And that's how we're looking at reaching out to our audiences. So every time the match is there, either before the match or after the match, there's an interesting analysis that we put out, and we're already seeing huge traction on this particular campaign. It's been about a little over a week that we've launched this, and we see a huge uptake and good traction coming on.
Any serious trends you've noticed in the last 6 months in terms of media consumption, and how marketers invest their money across platforms? Have you seen any major shift, or it's pretty much the same as it was pre-COVID?
No, certainly there are significant changes that have happened in the way we consume media. I mean, digital has become the way of life, whether it is watching channels on OTT or whether it is watching on television. Print to that extent, I think is not picked up because of clearly the restrictions and non-availability of print as a medium. And therefore, with digital being the center stage, I'm seeing not just for us, but for many people, the spends have shifted largely towards digital, online, and television as a medium. Okay, and I'm seeing some unprecedented reach and viewership numbers on some of the television channels. Of course, news continue to be the most watched out programs, if I may say so. But apart from that, there are certain properties which are doing well, whether it is IPL, whether it is KBC, and the likes of these. So I'm seeing shift certainly to digital and television.
Fair enough. On that note, more power to you, and more power to customers feeling extremely, satisfied and empowered banking with you. Thank you so much for joining us, and this was truly a pleasure.
Thanks so much, Sonali. Thank you so much. Bye.
And with that, we're completely out of time. We hope you enjoyed the show. To take the time and drop us a line at brand equity at etnow.tv, or alternatively, you can log on to our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/brand equity, and tell us what you thought of the show. You could also tweet to us at Brand Equity Live. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Until then, be safe.